We're going to start seated today, taking our legs hip width apart, flexing our feet. The legs are nice and active. We're sitting up nice and tall onto our sit bones. Be careful of the ribs as we sit up tall. We're not flaring with the front of the rib cage. Draw your ribs down towards your hips. Relax the shoulders. Think about that little invisible thread drawing the crown of the head upwards. Shoulder blades should be resting flat on the back of the body. And we're going to start with spine stretch. So we'll take our arms out straight from our shoulders, keeping the hands about shoulder width apart. And we're rolling our spine from the bottom of our rib cage to the top of the head, forward with that nice extension through the spine. So take an inhale. Exhale, reach forward, lengthening with the fingertips and with the crown of the head. Take an inhale. Exhale, restack through the spine, slowly coming back up to a tall position. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale. Exhale, restack. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward, lengthen through the crown of the head. Inhale. Exhale, restack. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale. And exhale, restack. Okay, relax the arms, relax the legs. We're still only just getting the body moving, so take it nice and slow. We're going to move to our C curves next. So the legs can stay flat on the mat, or if you prefer to do your C curves with the legs bent, you can also be here. Keeping the legs just hip width apart as well, so a little bit of a space between the legs. If the legs are flat on the mat, flexing the feet and keeping the legs nice and active. And this time we're rounding from the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone, making that lovely C shape with our spine. So when you're ready, take an inhale. Exhale, round through the spine, creating that C shape as you roll back. Pause, take an inhale, and then exhale, restack, coming back up through the pelvis, spine, shoulders, neck, and head. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, round through the spine. Pause, inhale, exhale, restack, restacking the body, coming all the way back up to a tall seat. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, round and roll back. Pause, take an inhale. Exhale, restack. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, round through the spine. Pause, inhale. Exhale, restack. Okay, relax the arms, relax the legs. We're going to go for the next one, you've got 2 options. Either our leg lifts or our leg pull. So if you haven't been doing the leg pull one before, this is just a slightly easier version. The leg lifts are just where we're lifting the leg here. We're working the hip flexors and the quads at the front of the leg. If you want something a little bit more challenging, coming to your leg pull, where you come into reverse plank and you're lifting here, still working the quads and the hip flexors, but lifting the pelvis as well. So you've got 2 options, whichever one you want to come to, either a simple leg lift or your leg pull. Okay, coming up, we're going to go for 8. We're lifting for 8, 7, keep breathing, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, slowly lowering the pelvis down. Relax the body again, shake it out, anything else you need to do. Okay, we're going to come back for a second set of those in a minute, but we're going to go for a little bit more of our teaser work this morning. So our teaser looks like this, with the arms and legs parallel. We're sitting up onto our sit bones and we're keeping our body nice and active in that one. We're going today to do some little bit more of drills work, I suppose, around our teaser. So our hands can be here beside us on the mat, or we can be on the forearms, and the legs will start in that parallel diagonal position, and then we're drawing our knees into our chest and extending them out long. So keeping the legs active by pointing the toes or flexing the feet, knees into the chest and extending them back in that diagonal. Okay, we're going to go for a few of those. So wherever you want to be, either arms straight or on the forearms, legs diagonal, point the toes or flex the feet, and draw the knees into the chest, trying to stay on your sit bones. Breathing, maybe exhaling as you bring the knees in, inhaling to extend the legs back out. Okay, feeling those hip flexors and those quads working. I was thinking of Mary when I was planning this, because she was telling me last week that her hip flexors weren't that strong. But she's not here this morning. You guys are getting the benefit instead. Let's go for 5 and 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last one. All right. Slowly bring the legs back down. We're feeling that one in the front of the legs? Yeah. And the hip area. Give the legs a little shake out. Okay. Just to change the pace and give our legs a little moment to recover, we're going to go for our roll downs next. So our roll down is where we create that C shape with from the crown of the head to the tailbone. We roll all the way down to the mat. We come back up with a lot of grace. We come back to our seat. We add that spine stretch, and then we restack through the body. Okay, we're going to go for 4 roll downs if we can. Remember, if you can't do the full roll down, you can always just come to your C curve, come back up to seat, add your spine stretch, and meet us back in the seat. So you have 2 options, okay? When you're ready, take your inhale, exhale, slowly control yourself all the way down to the mat. The slower you go, the more of your abdominals you're using. Head is down, arms are on the mat. Take an inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, start to peel yourself up all the way to your seat. Take an inhale here, exhale, spine stretch. Inhale, exhale, restack. Remember, point the toes or flex them. Keep the legs nice and active so that they're pressing into the mat to help you with your lift. Inhale, exhale, slowly come down. Control the lowering all the way down to the mat. Head is down, arms are on the mat. Inhale, take your hands to the sky. Exhale, peel yourself up, pressing the legs into the mat as you come up to a seat. Take an inhale, exhale, spine stretch. Inhale, exhale, restack. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, rolling down. Lovely. Head is down, arms come to the mat. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, start to draw yourself up. Well done, everybody. You're doing great. Back up to your seat. Take your inhale. Exhale, spine stretch. Inhale, exhale, restack. Last one. Inhale, exhale, roll down with control, nice and slow. Head is down, arms are on the mat. Inhale, take your hands to the sky. Exhale, lifting up all the way to your seat. Inhale, exhale, spine stretch. Inhale, exhale, restack. Okay, arms relax, legs relax. Okay, last little bit in our seat. We're going to go for our teaser position again. So the legs are coming to that diagonal shape. And today we're doing our scissors, opening the legs and bringing them back to the center. Again, point the toes or flex the feet. Keep the upper body nice and lifted. Out through the crown of the head, the chest is lifted. If you need to drop down onto the forearms or drop the upper body all the way to the mat, that's fine. But just keep the legs in a diagonal straight out from the hips rather than taking the feet towards the sky too much. Okay, working the inner and outer thighs, the hip area. Let's go for 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Legs back to the center, bend the knees, drop the feet, and you can roll all the way down onto your back now. Maybe hug the knees into the chest for a moment, or maybe even taking a full body stretch, stretching from the fingertips all the way down to the toes. Whatever's feeling good for you. Just having a little bit of movement, a little bit of a reset. Okay, we're going to go with some work on our back next. So we're going to start with dead bug here. Dead bug is where we're basically in tabletop on our back. So our knees are stacking over our hips. Our arms are coming straight up from the shoulders, keeping the shoulder blades flat on the mat. The legs are staying about hip width apart, so that little bit of space between the inner thighs. Press into the mat with your sacrum at the back of the pelvis and with the rib cage. A little bit of space between your lower back and the mat. Okay, maybe lifting the head, slightly lengthening the back of the neck as well. A little tuck of your chin down towards your chest. We're ready and we're in position. Press your belly button back towards your spine to engage the belly just a little bit more. And then opposite arm, opposite leg, maybe right arm, left leg extends and lowers to the mat. Then bring them back to the starting position. Left arm, right leg. And back to the center. Maybe exhaling as you extend through the limbs. Inhale to return to center. Going nice and slow. The slower you go, the more of the body you're going to be activating. Don't forget to point the toes or flex the feet. Nice and slow and controlled. Well done. As the leg comes back to bent, just bringing it to stack over your hip, not any closer to the torso. We're going to lose that belly connection if we bring the knee towards the chest. Let's go for 3 more on this side. 3 more on this side. Last 2. Last 2. Last 1. Last 1. All right. Hug the knees into the chest or drop the feet to the floor and windshield wiper the legs. Well done. Okay, we're going to go for 100 next. We won't forget about him and Doom early enough in the class so we don't get too tired before we don't want to do anymore. So our little 100 exercise is where our upper body is either on the mat or lifted. The legs are starting in a tabletop position. You can keep them in tabletop throughout the 10 breaths, or you can start to extend the legs straight, bringing the feet towards the sky or lowering them to the mat. So you have 3 different positions for your legs as you move through the 10 breaths. You can stay in one, you can move through all 3, whichever you prefer. The arms are doing all the work in this one. The body is staying as steady as you can. We're bouncing those 2 basketballs, locking at the elbows, and the arms are just pulsing up and down as we move through the breaths. So it's an inhale for 5, an exhale for 5, 10 rounds of breath. I'll do the counting. You guys just do the breathing and the moving. Okay, so when you're ready, bring your legs to tabletop, knees stacking over your hips. And then the upper body can stay on the mat, or lifting your head, neck and shoulders off the mat, resting on the very tip of your shoulder blades. Arms down alongside the body, palms facing down. Lock out the elbows and start to bounce those basketballs either side of your body. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly bring the knees into the chest. Lower the upper body back down to the mat. Hug the knees in, or of course you can drop the feet and windshield wiper the knees. Well done. All right, take a little moment to recover. We've got 2 more here on our back. A little bit more core work to finish this bit out. This time we're going to work on the obliques as part of our core. So those muscles that are between your ribs and your hips at the side of the body. So for this one, we're taking the legs tall, bring them together, zip the inner thighs and the inner calves and feet together. Maybe point the toes or flex the feet at the top. And then we're reaching our hands up to touch our toes, like we're trying to climb up along a rope. So we're reaching with one hand towards our feet, then the other. So as we lift to reach for our feet, we're twisting slightly, lifting through our shoulder, lifting through our obliques. Keep breathing as we lift and reach. Okay, we can take these nice and slow. We don't have to go too fast. Slower might feel more painful though. Okay, let's go for a few more. Last 3 on this side, last 3 on this side, last 2, last 2, last 1, last 1. Okay, hug the knees in again or drop the feet to the floor. You're nearly there. Last little bit of work. Okay, the last one on our back is going to be dead bug again, but double arms, double legs this time. So both arms and legs are moving together, lowering to the mat and then coming back to the starting position. So come back to your reverse tabletop, your knees stacking over your hips. This time the legs can stay glued together, so the knees together, the ankles and feet together. Point the toes or flex the feet. Arms are straight up from the shoulders. Keep your shoulder blades on the mat. Remember, press in with the rib cage against the mat, the sacrum against the mat. Maybe lengthening the back of the neck as well by tucking the chin slightly towards the chest. Press your belly button back towards your spine to really engage those deep abdominals. And then when you're ready, exhale, extend arms, extend legs. Inhale, return them back to the starting position. Making it easier for yourself by keeping the arms and legs towards the sky, or making it a little bit more challenging by bringing the arms and legs as close to the mat as feels comfortable. Exhale as you return, or exhale as you extend rather, inhale as you return. Nice and slow and controlled. That's it. Let's go for a few more. Last 5. Last 4. Last 3. Whew. Last 2. Last 1. All right. Your chance to have a little bit of a movement. Hug the knees in or drop the feet. Okay. Or even maybe a happy baby might feel nice here. Maybe reaching for the outer edges of your feet. Pressing those knees into the armpits. Maybe a little gentle roll in the lower back. Okay. We're going to go on to the side of the body next. So you can keep your head where it is, keep your legs where they are, and just roll to face the wall with the door. Take a little sip of water or anything that you need on the way. Okay, as we come down to lying down, we're either taking our arm extended, resting our head on our upper arm, or we're on our forearm if we are liking to challenge ourselves today. If we're coming onto the forearm, the elbows underneath the shoulder, we're lifting through the side of the body. We can take both legs to bend to start off, just to make sure we're in the right alignment. And as we bend both legs, we're trying to find the lineup of our shoulder, our hip and our ankle. So the knees are quite far forward and we're lining up along the joints. Okay, top leg is going to be doing the work. So the bottom leg can stay bent, the one that's on the mat. And then we're going to extend through that top leg. Point the toe or flex the foot, and we're just starting with our sweep. So forward with the toe, back with the heel. Body stay nice and steady, the leg is just doing the work. Sorry about my cracking ankle. Always that one. Sweeping forward and back. That's it. Lovely. So nice and stable through the body. So we're going to keep this nice and steady, and we're just going to work the leg. So that's it. That's as far as it goes. There you go. There you go, Joy. Well done. No problem. Feels a little bit more intense when we do it like that. Okay, let's go for a last few here. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. All right, relax that top leg, tap it out, shake it out, massage it out. Anything you need to do. So we've got 2 more on this leg. So this one, it's going to be our leg to the sky, our little outer hip area. So as we take the leg to about hip height, start to lower your big toe down towards the mat. Try and raise your heel a little bit more. So the hips are staying stacked and slightly rolling forward, if at all. And then we're just lifting through the side of the leg and lowering back to that hip height. So it's a lift and a lower, a lift and a lower. We should be feeling into the outer leg, the back of the leg, the hip area, the glute area. If you're feeling it too much in the front of the leg, the hip flexors or the quads, you might be rolling the hips slightly back and you might be using the front of the leg to lift. So try and again roll the heel slightly higher than the big toe, and then you should feel more of the side of the leg working. Okay, looking great everybody. Let's go for our last few. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. All right, tap that out, massage it out. Okay, we're going to go for some circles with this top leg, and we're going to challenge ourselves just a little bit today. So we're working this whole hip area when we do these circles. Going to get you to do 30 circles in total. Sounds like a lot, but we're going to break it down. The first 10 is going to be beach ball size, so big, nice big circles. So 5 in each direction. Then we're going to go for basketball sizes, so kind of medium-sized balls, 5 in each direction, and then down to, you have a choice, either a baseball or a golf ball, depending on how small you want to go. Again, 5 in each direction. So we're starting with a big ball, a beach ball size. So take the leg up to about hip height, point the toe or flex the foot, and then start to circle in one direction for 5, 4, 3, nice and slow and controlled, 2, and 1. Reverse your circle, still with that beach ball for 5, 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, and 1. Okay, if you want a little pause in between, take a moment to shake it out, tap it out. We're going for our basketballs next, so a medium-sized ball. So leg is still at about hip height, circling in one direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse your circle, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're on to our last set, but give it a little massage if you need to. Okay, either your baseball or your golf ball, whichever you prefer. Nice and small with the circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse the circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let that leg relax. We're going to roll over to the other side. That's all we're doing on each leg today. We're just working that whole hip area with that nice little circle set at the end. Alright, as you come onto the other side, either taking the arm extended or onto your forearm, taking both legs bent just to find your positioning of the lower leg, your shoulder, hip and ankle in line again. And then the lower leg is going to stay bent, top leg is straightening out, and we're starting with our leg sweeps. So take the leg to about hip height, take your toe forward and your heel back. Toe forward, heel back. So again, just the leg working, the body is not helping to move the leg any more than we need to. We'll go with our paintbrush one first, Joy. We're sweeping forward and heel back. That's it. There you go.
Circling.
Not yet. We'll be back down in a second. That's the last one. Remember, keeping the body nice and steady. So just the leg is doing the work. Feeling it at the back of the leg as we press it back. Well done.
I don't feel.
Yep. All right. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. All right. Relaxing that top leg. Relax, tap it out, shake it out, massage it out. Our leg lifts to the sky then. So top leg is straight again, pointing or flexing the foot. And then remember to lift slightly through the heel, lowering the big toe a little bit more down towards the mat, the hips staying stacked, and we're just lifting to the sky and back down to that hip height. So a little lift, a little squeeze of the outer hip, the glute. Maybe we're feeling the IT band down the outside of the thigh. Maybe we feel the inner thigh as we bring the leg back down. That's it. Feeling it today, Joy? Okay.
I knew this would kill me.
It'll be a good sore, I promise. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Okay, relax the leg. We're into those circle sets. So our beach balls, our basketballs, and down to our baseballs or golf balls. Alright, prepare yourself. Leg is extended, point the toe or flex the foot. And we're circling those nice big beach balls. These bigger ones can be a little bit more control required, so take it slow. For 2, for 1, reverse your circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you need a little massage in between or shake it out, we're going for our basketballs or soccer ball in between. So take the leg back to hip height, that medium-sized ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse the circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, last set coming up. Just give your leg a second if you need to. And into our little baseballs or golf balls. Make it as small as you can now for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse the circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake that out, massage it out, anything you need to do. Woo! Feeling that hip area today. I kept those ones shorter because the set shorter because I wanted to do those circles, but they're kind of killer, aren't they? Okay, we're still down on our back, so you can come back down to lie on your back whenever you're ready. If you need a little moment for movement or stretching. We're going to work into some bridges next. Bridges and some standing work. All right. So our bridges, I like to think of a bridge being really such a full body experience, full body workout. The front of the body's working, the back of the body's working, the legs are working, and we can add in the arms if we want to. So let's just find our positioning before we start. And we're going to go for 6 rounds of bridge, 3 where we're just moving up and down through our spine, and then 3 where we're taking that pause at the top. So legs are hip width apart, the heels are about your shoe size away from your sit bones, so not as close as we like to do it in yoga. Keeping the legs that hip width apart, coming up to your pelvis, maybe taking a little tilt of the pelvis if you need to. Find your neutral pelvis position where your hip bones and your pubic bone are feeling flat against the mat. You're able to press your sacrum nice and solidly against the floor. You're feeling a little bit of a space between your lower back and your mat. The rib cage is pressing down against the mat. You're opening through the front of the chest. You're pressing your shoulder blades flat against the mat. The arms to start are on the mat alongside you. Palms are facing down. And last little thing is to lift the head slightly and tuck the chin down towards the chest, just lengthening the back of the neck and feeling that nice engagement of the chin to chest. Okay, so 3 where we're just rolling up and down through the spine. When you're ready, take an inhale. Exhale, tilt your pelvis, bring your lower back onto the mat and peel your spine off the mat all the way up to rest on your shoulder blades. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Take an inhale and slowly with your exhale come all the way back down, 1 vertebrae at a time, coming back down onto the mat. Pelvis is down, lower back lifts. Inhale, exhale, tilt your pelvis, slowly peel the body off the mat, resting on the shoulder blades again. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Take your inhale. Exhale, slowly coming back down, 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way back down, lower back lifts, pelvis is on the mat. 1 more like that. Inhale, exhale, tilt your pelvis, peel your body up, all the way to rest on the shoulder blades. Squeeze the glutes for the last time at the top. Take an inhale, exhale, slowly come back down, nice and controlled, all the way back down to the mat. Okay, continuing now, we've got 3 more. We're going to pause at the top, take your inhale, slowly coming up into your bridge, pausing here but continue to breathe. Squeeze the inner thighs slightly towards each other, press your kneecaps forward towards the front of the room, really activating those hip flexors again. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips just a little bit higher as you press the inner thighs together and the knees forward. All of those working together. Press your belly button back towards your spine and press your rib cage down towards your hips. Okay, take an inhale, exhale, slowly bring the body back down, 1 vertebrae at a time, still coming down with control. Lower back lifts as the pelvis resets. Okay, 2 more. Inhale, exhale, tilt your pelvis, peel your body up. Resting on the shoulder blades, keep breathing. We're holding at the top. Still squeezing those inner thighs together, press the kneecaps forward again. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips a little higher, belly button back towards your spine, ribs down towards your hips. Open through the shoulders, reach those fingertips down towards your feet. Really lifting the body now up towards the sky. Take an inhale, exhale, slowly come back down, all the way down to the mat. Lower back lifts as the pelvis resets. Last one. Inhale, exhale, slowly peeling up into your bridge, holding at the top. Squeeze those inner thighs together for the last time. Kneecaps forward, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips a little higher. Belly button back to the spine, ribs down towards your hips. Open through the shoulders, really pressing the shoulder blades into the mat. Lengthening through the back of the neck, reaching those fingers down towards your feet. Lift the body just with the last squeeze of the glutes. Inhale, exhale, slowly come back down. This time when the pelvis hits the mat and the lower back lifts, you can hug the knees into the chest or windshield wiper the legs. Okay, well done. That is the first part of our bridge set. We're going to work into our bridges just a little bit more and work into some more activation in the bridges. So when you are ready, come back to your starting position again. Bring the pelvis back to neutral, press the sacrum into the mat, the rib cage into the mat, and lengthen through the arms. They can be on the mat to start us off here. We're going to come to some marching bridges this time. So when we're up in our bridge, we're going to start to march through the legs, just bringing the leg to tabletop and then bringing the foot back down to the mat. As we do this though, we want to keep the body as steady as we can, so we want to go slow with our marching. We're not marching with speed and then the pelvis is wobbling all over the place. We want to keep the body nice and strong and supported, keep the glutes squeezing to keep the hips nice and elevated. And the option of the arms here, the arms can be raised straight up from your shoulders, keeping your shoulder blades flat on the mat, but just activating the arms by reaching the fingers towards the sky. Okay, we'll do all of that as we come up. Let's go into our bridge first. Inhale, exhale, slowly coming up into your bridge, resting on your shoulder blades. The legs are still hip width apart, and remember all those cues now. Activate the inner thighs, kneecaps forward, belly engaged, belly button back towards your spine. This is always our starting and ending point. So if you're activating the arms, you're bringing the arms straight up from the shoulders, press into the shoulder blades against the mat. Spread the fingers wide to activate all of the small muscles in your arms. Maybe remember to keep the neck nice and long by tucking the chin slightly in towards the chest. And then we're starting to march through the legs, maybe starting with the right leg, bringing the right leg to tabletop and then lowering the foot back down, left leg, and keep working opposite or alternating legs. That's the word I was looking for. Again, remember to go nice and slowly, trying to have as little movement in the body as we lift the legs. Just nice and slow, keep breathing. Maybe point the toe or flex the foot as the leg comes off the mat. Keep the glutes squeezed, keep the hips nice and high. Okay, we're going to go for 3 more on this leg. 3 more on this leg. 2 on this. And 2 here. Last one. Last one. With both feet on the floor, take your arms and hands back down to the mat if you had them lifted. Take an inhale, exhale, slowly bring your body back down. Again, once the pelvis hits the mat, you can take a little moment for movement. Hug the knees in, a happy baby, a body stretch, whatever's feeling good right now. A little bit more work to do, we're nearly there. You're doing great. Okay. Let me double check my notes. Yes, okay. Leg sweeps and then twisted bridges. Perfect. All right, so we're going to go for some leg sweeps in our bridge next. So similar to what we did when we're on the side of the body, when we're up in our bridge, we're going to start with our right leg. We're going to be using the heel to bring the leg down towards the mat, using our toe to come back up to the sky. So it's just going to work the right leg. First we're going to do 8 on the right leg, then 8 on the left leg. We're going to stay up in our bridge in between with swapping legs. If you do need to come down and reset the body, just take it nice and slow, come back up and join us whenever you need to, or whenever you can rather. Okay, with the body in the starting position, press your sacrum against the mat, press your rib cage against the mat, lengthen the back of the neck, feet and legs hip width apart. Take your inhale, exhale, come up into your bridge. Adjust yourself, make any of those little cue adjustments that you need to. The inner thighs activated, the glutes a little bit more activated. If you're activating the arms, taking them straight up from the shoulders again, spread the fingers wide and just pressing your shoulder blades against the mat to have that nice little bit of extra stability. And we're starting with the right leg, so right leg is coming straight up to the sky, point the toe at the top, and then use your heel to lower that leg down towards the mat. Use your toe to bring it back up to the sky. Heel to lower it down, toe to bring it back up. We've got 6 more on the right. And 5. Keep breathing. And 4. And 3. and 2, and 1. Okay, when the right leg comes back up to the sky, rebend it, bring the foot to the floor. If you can stay in your bridge, we're swapping over to the left side, or if you need to reset, just take a moment, come down and come back up to your bridge. And then left leg is coming up to the sky whenever you're ready. And we're doing that same one with the left leg for 8. So bring your heel down towards the mat, toe to bring it back up to the sky for 7, for 6. Keep squeezing those glutes for 5. Keep the pelvis nice and lifted. 4 and 3. Nice and steady. Last 2. Last 1. Okay, left leg comes back up to the sky. Rebend the leg. Bring the foot to the floor. Lower the arms if they were raised. Take an inhale. Exhale. Slowly come all the way back down. Oh, I don't know about you, but my right hamstring was starting to really scream at me there at the end. Oh gosh. Okay. Our last little bit in our bridges. We're just going to work those obliques just a last little bit. Those muscles again at the side of the torso. So these are twisted bridges. I can't remember if we've done these before, or if we have, it's been a little while. So the arms can stay on the mat alongside you for this one. You might need them for a little bit of extra support and stability. So this one, we're just going to take a little tilt of our knees towards one side. Try to keep the feet as much on the mat as possible. As we tilt the knees to the right, maybe to start us off, where the body is on the mat, as we just let the knees fall slightly to the right. And then we come up into our bridge, pressing the left hip towards the sky. We slowly come back down. We bring the knees back to center. We tilt the knees to the left. We lift the pelvis, coming up into a twisted bridge. We slowly lower back down with the pelvis, bring the legs back to center. Okay, we'll go for a few more. Tilting the knees to the side, to the right. Keep the feet on the floor. Slowly bring the pelvis up, lifting through that left hip. Slowly lower back down. Knees to center, knees to the left. Lifting up. Slowly lower back down. Knees to center. We're going to go for 2 more each side, to the right. Lifting the pelvis. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Slowly come back down. Knees to center, to the left. Lifting up. Squeeze at the top. Lift that right hip. Slowly come back down. We've 1 more each side, to the right. Lift the pelvis. Squeeze the glutes. Lower back down. Through the center, to the left. Lift up. Slowly lower back down. Knees back to center, and you've got another opportunity for a last little bit of movement here. Anything that's feeling good now. If it feels more like a stretch is needed, or if it feels like movement is needed, whatever the body is calling for. We're going to be finishing with a little standing set. We're going to work into our roll downs and a little bit of leg work just in a standing position to finish everything off. Okay. All right, whenever you're ready, you can slowly start to come up to standing. Are you getting okay? All right, we're going to go for our roll downs. You can come to the end of your mat so that we can have enough space. We're going to do our 2 regular roll downs where we're just rolling through the spine, and on our third one we'll do that little walkout. I'll just go over the walkout one just to make sure that everyone's with me. So this will be our last one that we're going to do in a moment, our third one. We're going to be rolling down through the spine, lifting our chest, lifting our belly, bending our knees as we reach our hands down to the mat. On the other 2 we'll just be coming to restack the body, but on this third one we're going to walk our hands out 1, 2, 3. We can either hold in a plank, we can do 3 press-ups of any variation that you like, and then we walk back 3 steps, and then take your inhale and restack through the body all the way back up. So we're going for 2 regular roll downs, 1 with our push-ups. Okay, feet are about hip width apart as well before we start. Take your inhale, raise the arms, bring the rib cage down towards your hips, relax the shoulders, and then maybe taking 1 more inhale. Exhale, reach up and over, round through the chest, lift through the belly. Bring the hands down towards the mat, bending the knees as much as you need. Take an inhale when the hands reach the mat. Exhale, restack. Bringing the body back up into alignment, all the way back up. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, dive up and over your fence. Scoop the belly, lift the chest, bend the knees. All the way, hands to the mat. Take an inhale at the bottom. Exhale, restack. All the way back up. All this movement in our spine. The legs aren't really doing the work here. Inhale. Exhale, dive up and over. Really thinking about articulating the spine now. Getting as much movement in between the vertebrae as you can. Hands reach the floor. This time we're walking out. 1, 2, 3. Either holding in your plank or coming to 3 press-ups for 3, for 2, for 1. Walk the hands back. 1, 2, and 3. Bend the knees. Take an inhale. Exhale, restack. All the way back up. Okay, let the arms come down. Shake it out a little bit. Okay, we're going to go for some leg work, like I said, to finish things off today. So we're going to go for some lunges, some curtsy lunges and some squats. So we'll start with the feet a little wider than hip width apart. And we're going to start with some squats here, some regular squats and then some squat pulses. Okay, so we're squatting down, take the knees out over your toes and coming back up. Squatting down, lifting through the chest, lovely. Let's go for 8 and 7. Squeeze everything at the top. 6 and 5. Last 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Okay, we're squatting down and we're going to pulse here for 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, really working those hip flexors today. Definitely was a class planned for Mary. I'll have to get her to watch the recording. Okay, relax the legs a little bit. So we're going to go for some curtsy lunges. We're going to start by taking, let's all do the same foot. So we'll take our right foot behind our left. So for our curtsy lunge, we're taking the foot as far behind as we can. We're lunging down and then we're coming back to restart. Would it be easier to turn to face the side so that you can be on your mat a little bit more? Maybe that'll be easier for you. Okay, so starting with the right leg, we're going to go for 8 on this side. So curtsy lunge with right for 8 and for 7. Keep the chest nice and lifted. For 6, we're doing okay. That's it. For 5 and 4. None of us are used to curtsying. 3. Last 2.
My first curtsy.
And last 1. Okay, no ballerinas in the room, no? Relax the body, shake it out if you need to. Okay, we're going to go with the other leg. So left foot is coming behind the right this time. Try and stay up nice and tall with the chest as we're lunging down. So left foot behind the right for 8 and 7, 6 and 5. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2 and last 1. Okay, you all right? Take a moment, shake it out, it's okay. All right, I had one other fun one planned. Do you want to give it a little try? It's a little bit of a confusing one at the start if you overthink it, but try not to overthink it. Okay, I'll face this way as well so that I'll just show you because you guys are facing this way. So if you want to watch me first and then you guys will do it. So it's basically doing curtsy lunges and squats together, but we're going to take a little twist to face each different side of the room. So we'll start with our right leg. As we take our right foot behind and come to a curtsy lunge, then we twist to open to come into a squat. Then we're going to keep working that right leg. So right foot comes behind again for your curtsy lunge. Twist and open into your squat. Now it can be fine on a mat. If your mat is a mat that moves around a lot, you might find that the mat is starting to move with you. So just step off your mat if that's the case. So we're going to go for a few on the right leg, a few on the left leg. Let's see how we get on. Alright? Okay, so we're starting in a squat position. Right leg is the one starting. So step your right foot behind the left. Twist it open to face the mirror, coming into your squat. Right foot behind the left. Twist it open to come to your squat. Well done. We're going for right foot still, behind the left. Twist it open into your squat. We're going for 2 more. Right foot behind the left. Twist it open into your squat. Last set to right foot behind the left. Open into your squat. Last one. Right foot behind the left. Twist and open into your squat. Okay. Give the legs a little shake out. Give the body a little shake out. We're just going to do that with the left foot as well, just to make sure we have it balanced. Okay, so starting in your squat, you might like to move slightly to your left side of your mat for a little bit of extra space. Then take your left foot behind the right, and then we're twisting the other way to look towards the mirror. Take your left foot behind your right, and then twist towards the back of the room. That's it. Into your squat. Left foot behind the right, twist towards the window at the front. There you go. Into your squat. Left foot behind the right, twist it open into your squat. Last set. Left foot behind the right, twist it open. Well done. Into your squat. Last one. Left foot behind the right, twist it open into your squat. You did it, guys. Well done. Okay, relax the legs, shake it out. We doing okay? See, I was telling you, if you overthink it, it gets a bit complicated. People start to think about having to move around the room. It's just literally a squat and a curtsy lunge. But anyway, you did it. Let's start to get some movement back into the body. Actually, have we got? Let's do a last little bit of arms before we start to shake it out. So take the feet about hip width apart. Soften the knees. We'll just come back to our beach balls and our firecrackers. I think we need to get some hand weights actually, or maybe I'll get you to bring your water bottles next week and we'll do a little bit more arm work with a little bit of weight. The water bottles work just as well if you can bring 2 along. We can do that. Okay, let's do our beach balls first. So we're imagining we have 2 big beach balls, maybe taking the hands to the top first, rounding through those beach balls, all the way around the outside of them. Getting a nice bit of shoulder work, spread the fingers nice and wide. You can start to move the body if you like. As you bring the arms open, squeezing the shoulder blades together, press the chest forward. Maybe a little bit of movement through the pelvis. We're focusing on the arms here, getting as much movement in the shoulders and the upper arms as possible. Let's go. When we get to the top, we'll go for 2 more. Opening to the bottom. And back to the top, last one. Open and back to the top. Okay, relax the body, shake it out. We'll end with our sparklers. The end is in sight. Okay, legs are soft still. Relax the knees and keep the ribs tucking down towards the hips. Try not to flare the ribs forward. No pressure in the lower back, all engagement in the front of the body. Belly button still back towards your spine. You're still a Pilates. Arms are out just below hip height rather. Spread the fingers wide, lock out the elbows, and then we're circling the hands in one direction, starting to raise them up as we circle them in those little circles, all the way just above our shoulders. And then reverse the circles, take the hands all the way back down. Okay, keep the arms nice and active by spreading the fingers, reverse the circle at the bottom. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. We're only lifting the arms to the point where we can lift them no further without the shoulders coming into play. Reverse the circles and take them back down. We're going to go for 2 last sets. Reversing at the bottom, coming up. Reverse at the top, come down. When you reach the bottom, you have your last set to do. Reverse at the bottom, going up. Reverse at the top and come down. Well done. Okay, shake all of that out. Let's start to shake it out and stretch it out a little bit. So take your feet about hip width apart if they're not there already. Take an inhale, take the hands to meet at the top. Take an exhale, lean to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lean left. Inhale, back to center. One more time each side. To the right. Back to center. To the left. Back to center. Okay, relax the arms down. A couple of rolls of the shoulders in both directions. All right, feeling those shoulders now. Okay, let's shake out the body a little bit more before we start to stretch it anything further. So take the feet a little wider, soften the legs again. And then just looking over each shoulder, let the arms be lovely and heavy. Maybe even shake out the hands and the arms. Just releasing any tension now that we have in the body. Maybe we sway a little bit more into the hips, a bit more into the legs. Looking over the shoulder and giving the neck a little bit of a stretch here as well. Let's go for 5 and 4, 3 and 2. And 1, slowly come back to center. Take a moment if you need to find your gaze. Let the body shake out. And then we'll stretch our neck, and we're not going to forget about the arms today as well. So take our chin towards our right shoulder. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Chin back through center, chin to the left. Stretching the side of the neck. Back through center, chin to the right. Back to center, chin to the left. Back to center. Okay, we're taking our chin to the sky. Remember, lengthen out through the crown of the head for this one. Try not to crunch into the back of the neck, but try to stretch that front of the neck and the chest area. Then lower the chin down towards the chest. Drop it down as much as you can to feel that stretch in the trapezius muscles at the top of the shoulders and the back of the neck. One more in each direction. Chin up towards the ceiling, lengthening out through the crown of the head still. Chin down towards your chest. Drop it as low as you can. Feel that nice stretch on the back of the neck. Okay, chin back towards the center. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Maybe lifting the left arm if that feels good. Coming back to center. Left ear, left shoulder. Relax the shoulder down. Maybe lifting the right arm. One more time each side. Right ear, right shoulder. Back to center, left ear, left shoulder, back to center. Okay, before we finish, we'll do the arms as well. So taking your right arm across your chest, pressing the left hand into the chest. I like to do that little counterbalance of pressing your shoulder back, pressing your hand back, just to get a little bit more activation into the shoulder and the upper arm. Feeling that stretch, that active stretch as we slightly move through the body. Okay. And then take that hand and bring it between your shoulder blades, reaching for the elbow or the forearm. Be careful that we don't flare the ribs and arch into the lower back here. Keep the ribs tucking down, but thinking about lengthening up through the crown of the head. Opening the arms, opening the shoulders. Okay. Release that arm down. Do the other arm across the chest, pressing the hand against the chest. A little bit of that counterbalance, shoulder back, hand back. Maybe a little wiggle of the fingers too. It's never any harm to wiggle the fingers or toes because we sometimes hold the tension there and it goes all the way through the body. Okay, when you're ready, take that hand, bring it between your shoulder blades, reach for the elbow or the forearm. Be careful of the rib cage, still tucking the ribs down. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders down as much as possible. Open the chest. Nice. Okay, release the arms down. Last little bit to shake out, stretch out. Anything else that feels like it needs a bit of attention before you go. You've got some time. Maybe about 3 minutes. we're still a little early. I'm going to press stop here and I'm here for questions, so if you have anything before you go. Oh my goodness, my legs, I'm feeling that one today.